Hey Fedheads, welcome back to IPCPR 2019 with Cigar Federation. We're here in the Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust booth with Mr. Steve Saka. Steve, how you doing?
I'm alive still. Day 2, still breathing.
Day 2 feels like day 5.
Every time, man. It's Vegas, man. It's 24 hours a day. You never seem to ever get enough rest.
Yeah.
You never get enough water.
Yep.
You never have enough money here. You literally could spend forever and not even scratch the surface.
You could have an infinite amount of money and
it's
you'd be
not
broke.
Yes. Yes, that's the way it works.
All right, so we got to talk about cigars because you have some exciting new cigars. I mean, exciting for me. Let's start on.
Honestly, don't you say that at every booth and every interview you go to? You do.
I can say with
I
can say with 100% confidence that's the first time I've said it this year.
No. So you haven't done any interviews yet, is what you're telling me. This is the first one.
Yeah, we just waited till halfway through day 2.
Okay. So where were we? What are my exciting new? Can't wait for. Best in the world, blockbuster. Never mind.
You're going
Go
a little
on.
too far now.
Yeah. You gotta ride these ponies.
I want to talk about the new Sober Mesa first, the Brulee. I'm interested to see that side of your blending palette.
My softer side.
Yes, your softer side.
You know, look, it isn't something that I've done in a long time. Oddly enough, when I was at Drew, I actually made a Connecticut shade Liga that we never sold.
Really?
Yeah. I don't even know if they even know what the blend is still, the Connecticut one. We never ultimately did it because it just didn't fit with the brand. But, I needed something. I'm doing an event and a guy comes up and he says, hey, I smoke mild blonde cigars. And I say, hey, I got nothing I'd recommend to you. You know what I mean? Let me take you to the humidor store and show you these 5 or 6 other brands that I think might be good for you. So part of the problem is I had nothing for that individual consumer. And the truth is, they're more than 50% of the market, these guys. Yeah. So, it's a huge segment of the market. And then the other thing, too, is, I have pretty much something everywhere at this point, So it's one area that I was really missing, as a mild Connecticut shade style cigar. And I don't know whether my guys will get into it because they tend to be stronger smokers. I imagine most guys that follow, us as a company and me as a blender, they're going to try it because they're interested. Yeah. I don't think they're going to become box buyers of it though, because it's really not intended for them. It's intended for the guy that wants a milder, creamier, slightly nutty, sweet, smooth blonde cigar. So that's who it's made for. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes.
Is it only one size? Or 3 sizes? Okay.
Yeah, there's a Robusto, a Toro, and then there's a 6 1/4 by 60, but I put a bullet head on it so it doesn't feel as gay porn star in your mouth.
All right. Now's the one I'm really excited about, which is the...
I'm laughing because you're laughing. I didn't think it was that funny. I just thought it was factual.
It was pretty funny. So the one that I really want you to talk about, which I'm really excited to try, is the Tricky Traca. Am I saying that right?
Traca. Yeah, Tricky Traca. Last year I was commissioned to do last year's firecracker for 2 guys, and I wasn't aware that I was supposed to take the existing blend and just make it in a firecracker format. So I actually made a slightly different blend because to me, if the name is firecracker, it needs to go pow, it needs to go boom, it needs to have a little more. So I took the Mi Querida blend and I, amped it up. And I really liked the blend, but the thing with the firecracker, it's 3.5 inches long. Yeah. So every time I'd smoke one, I would really be smoking 2 because I didn't want it to end. So this year, I've taken that blend and we're doing another batch of the actual firecrackers, which has already been shipped to them, and I imagine they're going to put them on sale pretty soon. But then I also added a Robusto size and a 6x48 format in that blend. And it's significantly stronger than the current Mi Querida, but it's not in a peppery, bitey way stronger. It's stronger in a heavier, denser way. So the best way I can describe it is it just feels like it has like a heavy woman just sitting on your chest. You know what I mean? It's just this bit of constriction. I mean, you can feel the heaviness of the blend, but it's not like uber biting. It's just more.
Yeah.
Just stronger, just denser, thicker. You know, it's a hard thing to describe. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the feedback is. I had one guy smoke it that's really into heavy cigars, and he said, I don't find this strong at all. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, are you kidding me? This is like so strong. But for him, he equates strength with bite.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't really make any bitey cigars. I mean, I have cigars where there's spice in them, I have cigars in them where there's pepper, but I don't have a single thing that I make that's really that kind of sharp, peppery,
that palate crusher.
Yeah, I don't like them. I don't understand them. I know there's a group of consumers that love them. But look, Pepin makes a ton of those style cigars that are great. And Pete has a bunch of those cigars that are great. You know what I mean? So why would I want to make what they're making? Yeah. You know what I mean? Because they're doing a mighty fine job of representing that genre. So I don't make it. So I'll be curious to see what the feedback is on it. You know, do people find it strong or they don't find it strong?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm curious to try it for myself. Now, speaking of stronger, that's become a trend for you. I don't know if you've thought about it, but almost every cigar you've made, a couple years later, you make a little bit stronger version.
Yeah, you know, look, that's where my palate leans.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is I start looking at it and go, you know, how can I make it maybe even just a little bit more?
You smoke a couple thousand and then you decide maybe it needs a little tweak, but it's too late to really tweak it.
Not that look, like with Mi Querida, I can already tell you, I would rather smoke the traditional blue Mi Querida over the new Tricky Traca. To me, the Tricky Traca is an occasional, where the regular Mi Querida is one that I can smoke like potato chips. Yeah. I smoke one, it's so good, I just light another one, I smoke one, and you know, I can go. Where the Tricky Traca is a cigar that just kind of like, okay, I just had a cigar. Yeah. Let me catch my breath, you know, let me take a little pause. So, you know, between the two, I love them both, but I would probably choose the traditional Mi Querida blend in the long term over the Tricky Traca blend. For me personally. Yeah. You know.
Do you ever see yourself making a stronger version of the Sin Compromiso, a little tweak on that one? Or did you work on it so long that it's already where you want it?
You could always. There are other Sin Compromiso variations that have been done. I'm just holding them in my back pocket. Yeah. If the brand does as well as I hope the brand does long term, I want there to be something for a 5th and a 10th and a 20th. All right. So I've already given that consideration. I know most people, they just seem like they throw darts at a wall. Yeah. And I don't. I mean, when I make these blends and these brands, I'm thinking, hey, does this have the chance of becoming something that could be on the shelf 20 years from now? I'm not worried about this year's sales ever on anything new. I'm worried about, you know, because it's a lot. I put a lot of work and a lot of time and effort into these things, and you know, as an industry, we've so gotten in the pattern of every year you release something new, and the sales you lost from the previous year because whatever it was that was new last year started to slow down. Yeah. You replace it with the sales of the new thing, but you don't ever really make anything great. Yeah. You don't ever because you look at it as always disposable. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it doesn't have to because it doesn't matter. It's going to sell great the first year because it's new, and then it's going to wither away, and I'm going to replace it with something else that's new. And, you know, and I don't approach it that way. I mean, every single thing, I don't know whether they will ultimately be long-term successful, but I think they all have the potential, with the exception of maybe Todos Los Dias, because it's such a niche-y kind of blend. It's one that you're really going to really enjoy or one you're really not going to enjoy. That one might be the most difficult of them, but everything else, I think, you know, I could see it having a long-term future. You know, so I don't really want to replace it with new stuff.
Yeah, I can understand that.
You know, but the problem too is consumers, retailers, yourself, and media. You're always interested in what's new. New is always the topic of conversation.
I mean, my topic of conversation is still short Churchills most of the time when you come up.
God bless you. Yeah, short Churchills are a good cigar.
All right, time for some non-cigar questions that I want to ask you.
Put my thinking hat on.
When you're at a bar, restaurant, wherever you are after the show in Vegas, what do you drink?
I go very girly here when I'm in Vegas. And what I mean by that is I'm always interested to see the cocktail menus because all the restaurants here have so many unique and different cocktails that it's like probably the only place ever that I actually like. I want to see the cocktail menu. I want to see what's on it, and I'll pick something weird off the cocktail menu that I would never otherwise order.
What I've noticed is Vegas is one thing that's particularly unique about Vegas bars is that you can get like more kind of classic cocktails that aren't just sweet frou-frou stuff.
Right.
Like you do it in Applebee's or something.
Oh yeah, no, I say I go girly, but the reality is
I know what you mean.
I'm still drinking mostly some sort of whiskey, rye, bourbon kind of cocktail. I'll admit, I did have something that was a cucumber essence thing. That was a little bit of a stretch, but it would have been refreshing if I had been in a spa, getting my mani-pedi, right?
All right, last question.
Okay.
What's the most recent song that you had stuck in your head?
You're going to be very disappointed in this one. I'm tone deaf. I am. So
songs are just noise to you?
Yeah, very little. Nothing gets stuck in my head. Yeah, terrible.
All right, well, thank you for taking the time. We won't keep you any longer.
You don't have a better question? We're going to end on, he doesn't know.
Well, I mean, most people have hilarious answers to that. Yours
I'm
is
just deficient, is what you're saying.
Well, it's not. I mean, we've had Baby Shark, and we've had A Whole New World from Aladdin. It's. Oh yeah, Barbie Girl.
They obviously have like the little daughters at home,
exactly.
right? It's Frozen again for the 85th time.
Yep. Actually, I'm kind of surprised Let It Go wasn't any of them.
Yeah.
Not yet.
I can see it. Yeah, I mean, we went to see Beatles Love.
Oh, really?
Which is a great show. It's one of my favorite Cirque du Soleil shows here in Vegas, and we brought some new people with us this year, so I wanted to take them to see it. So I mean, right now, I don't know. I hadn't heard Hey Jude in forever, but that's kind of a little bit bebopping around because of that show. That's a great show. It's hard to describe too. It's so frenetic. There's so much going on, so much to look at, so much to experience. But I think it's even more so than the other ones. I really do, yeah. I've seen every single Cirque show except Ka.
Ka was really good.
That's the only one we have yet to see.
That one's good.
So everything else we have seen, and so it's a great show. A lot of fun. I think too because of the familiarity of the Beatles music.
Yeah.
It makes it where you kind of are already engaged because you already know the songs and they're very familiar and comfortable. So, all right.
I'll have to see it next time I'm in town with my wife.
Definitely, yeah. Take her.
All right, thanks, Steve.
No, thank you.
Hope you have a good show.
You.